welcome back everyone to the brand new episode of the Code Raw. And today we're going to make a dark mode button. We are going to make a button then which is clicked on, it switches to dark mode, and it's going to use a little bit of JavaScript and a little bit of DOM manipulation and a form. So I already have a form made. It's just a simple sign up form. You can take a look at this. This is what I say, simple sign up form, no? And we are going to add a button which when clicked on turns the whole page in dark mode of it. So that's what we are going to do today. Let's open our folder in Visual Studio Code and get started. Now first of all, let's just take a look at our index.html file, and it's just a basic index file. It doesn't contain any fancy stuff. It's just some CSS and then some tags, HTML tags, and some classes for it, and that's all. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we'll add a button and then we're going to style that button. So let's add the button first, and I want the button to be, let's just go live. I want the button to be on the top left side of the screen, right here in this region. So let's first add our button inside of our page. So I'll say button, and the content is going to be, let's just say, dark mode, and I'll add a class to it, and the class will be DL switch for dark light switch. Alright, and let's save this button, and you can see that we have got our dark mode button right here. Now let's add some JavaScript to it, and let's go here. Let's first add CSS for light and dark mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a light theme here first in our body, and then go to style.css and add a property for .light. And actually I don't think we need to add anything for .light, so we're just going to add the dark theme things, and we will just rename the classes. So first of all, let's try the simple stuff. If inverting this works, so I'll add a filter to it, and the filter is going to invert all the colors by 100%, and it's going to rotate the hue by 180 degrees. Now if you don't know what this is doing, just take a look at my previous video where I made dark theme only using CSS, and you'll get to know what I'm doing exactly. So you can see that a few things have changed, but everything hasn't changed. So filter is not working, and just to make sure, I'll just remove you and then take a look again. So yeah, filter is not working exactly as I want it to. So we'll have to add some custom CSS to it. Let's do that. Let's add some custom CSS to it. Now first of all, what I want to do is when light mode is added, I want the background to change. That's going to be my first priority. I'll say the background is going to be, let's say, hash of 1e1e1e, and now you can see my background of the form also changed, and that is because when I take a look at my division where the form is stored, I'm using RGBA. So the transparency effect also comes in play while giving this color. This is actually maroon color, and it actually looks good, but the text color is black, so we need to change the text color. Yeah, actually it does not look good, but yeah, it works because colors are being changed. That's the main thing what I would say. So let's add a color to it. Let's say I want to change all the colors to white. So I'll just say FC, and I clearly think that this already looks good, and I don't think any more changes required for this page, but depending on what you are making, you might want to add some changes. Now if you're wondering why I'm getting these errors, it's because it's a validation form, And I might do a validation form in my next video. When I start the JavaScript thing, it's a simple DOM manipulation here, and this button, when it's clicked, it should make these changes. So I'll just go back and I'll change the class names. I'll make it dark, and I'll remove light from here. Now when this button is clicked, we want to call a function, so we are going to use onClick event. And when the button is clicked, I want to switch theme. Alright, let me just save this. So what we want to do is we want to add a script to our page. So let's go down, and here we'll add our JavaScript inside of the script tag. So let's add our function, which is function switch theme function. And what we want to do is we want to add a class of dark whenever this function gets called, and a number is even, let's say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a global variable first. Let's say my variable is called count, and it is equal to 1. So here in my switch theme, I'll just check if the count is divisible by mod 2 or not. So if count mod 2 equals 1, this means it is an odd number, and what we want to do when it's odd is we want to make it to dark. So I'll just say console.log dark. I'm just checking if the function is working correctly, and that's why I'm using console.log. Else console.log light. Alright, let's save it and let's see if it works. I'll just switch to developer mode, go to console, and click on dark mode and say dark. Okay, yeah, we have to increase the counter, right? So I'll just add a count plus right here, and that should solve my issue. So now when I click on dark mode, it says dark and light and dark and light and dark and light. Alright, so this is working just fine. This is my console. So this works. Now we want to add the classes itself instead of writing stuff. So first of all, I'm going to add an ID to my button because I want to change the content of the button. So let's say when I switch to the dark mode, I want to say the button to say light mode, that kind of stuff. So I'll just add an ID and I'll say DL button. It's again dark light button. Now what I'm going to do is I want to add a class. So to add a class, we have this JavaScript method, which is javascript.class.add. So I'll just write a little bit. I'll just write this script here, and this is going to be element.classlist.add, and element is basically our simple variable thing. So what I'll do is I'll just get element by ID. We can just go for body document dot get element by class name, or actually tag name of body dot class list dot add, and I'm going to add dark to it. And similarly, if we want to switch to light mode, instead of add, we'll just say remove. Let's save and let's check if it works. So now when I click on dark mode, alright, so this says cannot read property add undefined add switch theme. So I think we should just go with an ID for our body also. I'll just add an ID for here. I'm using ID because it's actually easier and it works. So I'll just say ID of again body. I don't want to make stuff complicated, and I'll just say get element by ID. So it's working now, and well, something happened here because this select just got bigger. I'll just take a look at my CSS here, and I think everything is in control. So I don't know what happened. Alright, so this is, I think there's some responsiveness issue. That's why it happened. That's why the gender is getting, the select is getting larger when small screen size. So yeah, that can be fixed later. So now we have our working dark and light button, but as you can see, even when I click on dark mode, the text remains same. It just says dark mode. So you want to change that text, and also maybe change the background color of it, because it's barely visible when it's in light mode. So let's get back to our index.html file, and here again we want to get the button. So I'm just going to say document.getElementById DL button. So this is switching to dark mode, and when we are switching to dark mode, I want to say that the text should be light mode. So we are just going to use inner HTML property. Now I'll say light mode here, and I'm just going to just copy this once, and I am going to change the background for it. Style dot background is going to be when it's switching to dark mode. I don't think change of background is required, but yeah, let's do that. Let's make it hash fcfcfc, and the color is going to be black. So I'll just add color, and I'll say money. I'll remove these things now, and I'll copy this, paste it here, and change these to dark mode. And now my background is going to be dark, so I'll just interchange them, money and fcfcfc. Let's save it, and let's try this once. So now when I click on dark mode, alright, the text actually is remaining same. Stop working. Okay, yeah. So I have to say inner HTML equals to background equals to and color equals to. So this was no mistake. So for that, and I'll just do that again. I'll just add equal to's. There we go. And now let's run this. Bam. So it's working now. Alright. I'll just switch to full screen here, and voila. So whenever we are in light mode, it says dark mode, and then in dark mode it says light mode, and the color changes. So this works really fine, and you can see there's some transition of it going on, though I haven't added actually in transition, but yeah, that looks cool. So this is how you can make a dark mode or light mode switch using simple JavaScript and CSS, and you just need to add and remove classes from it, nothing else. And this is the easiest way to do that. Actually, you can just try inverting the colors like we tried in beginning, but that always doesn't work. But yeah, you can try that. So that's it for this video, and subscribe to the channel if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Code Draw. Bye for now.